Is the universe trying to wake up through us? Have you ever looked up at the stars and felt a connection so deep it feels like you're part of something bigger? A quiet hum of existence just beneath the noise of daily life. What if that feeling isn't just a feeling? What if it's a signal? What if your consciousness, your awareness right now, isn't an accident, but a crucial part of a cosmic event that's been unfolding for billions of years? This is the story of how the universe might just be trying to wake up through us. Section 1. The unsolvable mystery of you. Before we can even ask if the universe is conscious, we have to tackle a much closer mystery, the one happening inside your own head. Science can map the brain with breathtaking detail. It can trace the trillions of connections and the electrical storms that create our thoughts. But there's one thing it can't explain. Why does it feel like anything to be alive? This is what philosophers call the hard problem of consciousness. See, from a purely physical point of view, our inner world of subjective experience is a ghost. There's no room for it in our equations of matter and energy. The firing of neurons is a physical process, sure. But the redness of a sunset, the feeling of sadness, the taste of honey, these aren't physical properties you can measure. They are qualities of experience. And yet, everything we are, everything we value, comes through this lens of awareness. For a long time, this was a problem science just sort of set aside. And while many scientists argue that consciousness must have an evolutionary function, like allowing for more flexible, planned behavior, the fundamental mystery of why it exists remains. But now, some thinkers are revisiting a radical, ancient idea. An idea that doesn't try to explain how consciousness appears out of nowhere, because it poses a stunning alternative. What if it's been there all along? Section 2. The ghost in all machines. Panpsychism. This brings us to a mind-bending concept called panpsychism. Panpsychism is the idea that consciousness isn't a special perk for brains, but a fundamental feature of the universe, present in all matter. From a tiny grain of sand to a distant star, everything has some elementary form of inner experience. Now hold on. This doesn't mean your coffee cup is having an existential crisis. The idea is that the basic building blocks of reality, electrons, photons, quarks, have a vanishingly simple, proto-conscious quality. And just as trillions of atoms combine to create something complex like a tree, maybe countless points of this proto-consciousness combine to create the rich, vibrant awareness of a human mind. This idea has deep roots in philosophy and is seeing a modern comeback because it offers a fascinating way around the hard problem. If consciousness is fundamental, like mass or charge, then science doesn't have to explain how it pops into existence from non-conscious stuff. The question then changes to, how does this basic consciousness organize itself into higher forms? One of the most talked about and controversial frameworks is the Integrated Information Theory, or IIT, from neuroscientist Giulio Tononi. IIT suggests that any system with a high level of integrated information, where the whole is more interconnected and complex than its parts, will have consciousness. While the theory has inspired new ways to assess consciousness in patients, its more speculative claims are a subject of intense debate. Some interpretations of IIT controversially imply that consciousness isn't just for living things. A complex circuit, a network, or maybe even a planet could be conscious if its parts are integrated enough. This is a highly speculative extension of the theory, not a scientifically accepted fact. but it's a powerful thought. If consciousness is a property of matter itself, and if it can scale with complexity, then where does that scaling stop? Section 3. The living planet. The Gaia hypothesis. In the 1970s, chemist James Lovelock and microbiologist Lynn Margulis introduced an idea that was, at first, seen as scientific heresy: the Gaia hypothesis. They proposed that Earth isn't just a rock with life on it. It acts like a single, massive, self-regulating system. Life actively works with the oceans, the atmosphere, and the rocks to keep the planet's conditions stable and suitable for life. For instance, the amount of oxygen in our air, a very reactive gas, has stayed remarkably steady for millions of years, not by luck, but by the collective activity of all living things. Initially, many scientists dismissed the idea as implying Earth had a purpose. But over time, the core principles of the Gaia hypothesis have become the foundation of a respected field called Earth system science. In 2001, over 1,000 scientists declared that the Earth system behaves as a single, self-regulating system. But here's where we take another philosophical leap. Some thinkers take Gaia a step further. If the planet behaves like a single, integrated system, could it have a form of planetary consciousness? This isn't part of the scientific theory, but a metaphorical extension. It wouldn't be a mind like ours, worrying about deadlines. It would be a slow, deep, collective intelligence of an entire biosphere. From this viewpoint, humanity's arrival looks different. Maybe we aren't just another species. With our worldwide communication networks and growing collective knowledge, maybe we're becoming the planet's nervous system, slowly waking up. Section 4. The revelation, the nervous system of the cosmos. This leads to our final, breathtaking step. If a particle can have a flicker of proto-consciousness, and a planet can act like a single living system, what about the whole universe? Zoom all the way out. We now know that galaxies aren't just sprinkled randomly in space. They're arranged in a vast, interconnected structure called the cosmic web. Huge filaments of gas and dark matter stretching across billions of light years, with galaxies clustered at the intersections. And what's truly wild is that this cosmic web looks uncannily similar to the neural networks in a brain. Now, to be clear, this is a structural analogy. There's no scientific evidence that the universe is thinking or processing information like a brain. But a 2020 study did find that the network of neurons in the brain and the cosmic web of galaxies share surprisingly similar structural complexity and patterns of fluctuation. It's a poetic, if not scientific, observation that makes you wonder. This is where all the ideas, panpsychism, Gaia, the cosmic web, can converge into a truly grand vision. If consciousness is fundamental, then the universe has been simmering with a latent proto-awareness for 13.8 billion years. It has been evolving, getting more complex, and organizing itself. The physicist Freeman Dyson captured this with a beautiful, poetic thought. The universe, in some sense, must have known that we were coming. In this story, humanity has an extraordinary role. We aren't just observers looking in on the universe. We are the universe. We are, as Carl Sagan famously said, star stuff. We are a way for the cosmos to know itself. Through our eyes, the universe sees its own beauty. Through our minds, it thinks about its own existence. This is a powerful metaphor, not a scientific claim, but it reframes our perspective entirely. Our individual awareness isn't an isolated spark in an empty void. It's a focal point. We are like individual cells in a vast, dreaming brain, just now starting to link up. Our science, our art, our internet, you could see it all as the early attempts of a universal mind to connect its parts and very slowly wake up. Maybe that feeling of connection, that drive to explore and understand, isn't just ours. Maybe it's the universe itself, stirring after a 13.8 billion year slumber and finally opening its eyes. This is a huge idea, one that blends science, philosophy, and a sense of awe. But what do you think? Is humanity just an evolutionary accident on a small, ordinary planet? Or are we a key part of a cosmic awakening? The eyes through which the universe finally sees itself? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if this journey expanded your mind, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell for more explorations into the biggest questions of all. Conclusion. From the puzzle of our own minds to the idea of a thinking cosmos, we've traveled to the edge of what we know and what we can imagine. The idea that the universe is waking up through us can't be proven in a lab. It's a lens, a new way of seeing our place in the grand scheme of things. It reframes our existence from a cosmic accident to a cosmic necessity. It suggests that our lives, our thoughts, and our collective journey have a meaning that is woven into the fabric of reality itself. We are not just living in the universe. We are the universe, living. And our awakening has just begun.